Hey, East Tennessee, this is Jim Rigsby and Erica Southerland. We're Catch 21 Podcast, and we're proud to bring our first episode to the East Tennessee.
Yeah,
it's been a lot of time waiting on this, haven't we?
We have. Yeah. We might have recorded a couple times too.
A lot of technical difficulties. But that's fine, but we're here. We're here and we're going to do it. So I'd like to welcome everybody aboard. And I think what we ought to do today is just introduce ourselves, tell a little bit about ourselves, our purpose here, and how all this come about to be.
I think that's perfect.
That's good. So, yeah. Well, I'm going to start with you, because ladies first.
Okay.
Beauty before age. So.
All right. Well, so I am Erica Southerland. I am an agent in the Tri-Cities area, and I have been an agent for going on almost 5 years. I've been with Century 21 Legacy for a little over 2.5 years. A little bit about myself. I am married to my wonderful husband, Justin. It'll be 11 years this year. And we have 2 beautiful children, our daughter, Alyssa, and our son, Michael. And we've got 3 rambunctious dogs. So we have a Cocker Spaniel, a Yorkie, and an Aussie Doodle. So let's see. I think we even talked about maybe 3 little things about us that maybe people don't know.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Yeah. Okay. So a couple things that people may or may not know about me. One, my dad was in the Air Force, and so we were retired out of Alaska. So I, lived in Alaska for a couple of years before we moved to the local area. And then one thing that people, kind of have seen about me on Facebook and social media is we have an RV. We love it. We are huge glampers. So you'll be seeing some different footage and, of places that we go and visit, because we do have a lot of people who move here and they camp. So, checking out the local campgrounds, that's, a big deal for me. And then I would say the last thing that people don't know is I used to work at Bristol Motor Speedway, and I have driven Bristol Motor Speedway racetrack over 4,000 times.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's awesome.
Awesome. Cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Awesome. Fantastic.
Yeah. It's been fun. Yeah. All right. So tell us about you.
So you put me on the spot then.
I am putting you on the spot.
Yeah. But we didn't rehearse this. we're unedited anyway.
We're unedited, so it doesn't matter.
Exactly. So I'm a native here. I've been here my whole life. I was born in Johnson City. Moved away a couple times, moved back, that kind of stuff. But been in real estate for 17 years. I worked in a research facility for many years before that and retired out at 19. Ended up doing this full time. And so I guess between both of us, we've got about 21 years between us. So that's kind of interesting. Catch 21.
Catch 21.
Yeah, Century 21 Legacy.
There's no relation in all of that.
That
just
is
ironically.
Weird. That's funny. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. Meant to be.
It is.
Yeah, meant to be. So, but as a hobby, I'm an avid photographer. Been doing that since I was in high school, and so I've been not all over the world, but I've been many places in the world. And of course, my mom is German; she's European, so I've been through Europe and things like that. So that's one of my biggest passions is traveling around and taking photos and everything. So I've been to Iceland 6 times. I'm getting ready to go at the end of the month, so you may be doing this 1 week by yourself. I don't know if
I'll bring a guest.
Bring a guest, yeah, exactly. But that's one of the interesting things about me.
You got a wife and children.
I do have a wife and children that is, they adore you all too. So, but my wife was a nurse practitioner. She's actually now an educator. She works with TSU. She teaches in the nursing program. And then my oldest daughter is a nurse practitioner. She works for State of Franklin Healthcare in the Sleep Study Center. And then Mia she graduates next spring. Thank goodness, because we don't want tuition to pay. But Mia graduates in digital media, so she's probably looking to move abroad. So we're kind of hating that, but that's what she wants to do. But
More
So-
places for you to visit and photograph.
I know, it'd be a place to go. It's what I told her. It's a place for me to go. And so, and then I guess one of the most interesting things people find out about me, it kind of just fell in my lap, is that I am a television film actor. And that started maybe about 7 or 8 years ago. Kind of fell into the role so my photography led me into photographing into modeling agencies and places like that. And so I was actually doing a shoot with one of the models, and the director came out, and she was looking for a role. And she was talking to the girl about it, and I kind of just made this joke and said, hey, you need to look with that, let me know. And so we kind of went to that. And then at that point, I auditioned for Homicide Hunter and got the role. And then I've been on ID Channel, Oxygen, NBC. I actually had a small part in the last movie star with Burt Reynolds. But it's a part, and you can see me on there, so it's all matter. So. But anyway, so that's kind of some of the things that I do on the side. But and we also have some acreage out in Fall Branch, and we have ducks and chickens and all that good stuff, So
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Well, we've been very blessed, with the company that we work with and
Yes.
the company that we work for. So, I came to Century 21 Legacy before you did, and I actually remember being at a closing here in Kingsport.
I remember, yeah.
And, we kind of introduced ourselves, and you said, the first time I bought a house, it was with Karen Randolph. And I said, she's my broker. You should come work for us. And then, you came, and we just hit it off very well. And our company is very supportive of a lot of things that we like to do as agents, and ways that we can educate and grow our businesses, and let people kind of know what's going on. And one of the things that I love educating our clients on, that that I take on, and I know you do the same thing, is talking about how many locations that we have. We have 10 different locations, from Athens, Tennessee, all the way to Johnson City, Tennessee. And that even includes a commercial division and our platinum relocation division. And of course, those that don't know what platinum relocation is, it just means that when you've got companies out there that are looking for relocation companies to move them, they're looking for platinum companies and agents to move them. And that's what we have at Century 21 Legacy. And that's,
I'm very proud of that. We've had that several years in a row now.
yeah, and it's I don't know, it's almost one of those things that when you're talking about what we have to offer, and knowing that we have such high honors around us, it makes me feel very proud.
Yes.
Very proud to be able to sit here and say, we are the #1 Century 21 in Tennessee. We are the #8 Century 21 in the nation for units, which means that's how many sites, how many houses that we've sold, which is pretty phenomenal. For a little company out of East Tennessee that's not really so little.
We're the #3 destination in the country now. Did you know that?
I did.
Yeah.
Century, you're not Century 21.
No, but Johnson City.
Well, Realtor.com came out with that. So we've been on Fox News, CNN, Realtor.com, like all these different news channels out there that are saying we're the #3 city to move to, and that's pretty cool.
That's amazing.
I love it.
Yeah.
So,
but once you get here, you know why. Because we got one. I've traveled around, and you traveled around. We got one of the most beautiful areas.
We do, and that's the reason why a lot of people moved here, which is why you approached me about doing the podcast.
Right.
So it's only fair for you to share to everybody about why we're here, why we're doing this, and
I will. But
what was laid on your heart.
Well, I will, but you know what? You gotta let everybody know that for Century 21 in the state of Tennessee, that we were in the top 100.
Oh, I forgot about that too. That is something else that we're very proud of.
So I'm very proud of that, because that means that we're giving our clients what they want.
We're listening to their needs.
We're listening to their needs, and that was the whole purpose of bringing this podcast together.
And those came from conversations that we talked about.
Mm-hmm.
We knew what we were doing by helping people. And so when you approached me about starting a podcast or starting an informational videos, it was like, oh, do it.
Let's do it. Exactly. So I'm glad you came on board because you're fantastic. And we both have the same drive. We both have the same drive. We have the same chemistry. We can talk and we have the same goals. So I think this is a great combination for both of us.
Well,
so I guess I need to tell you how it all started, right?
Yeah.
How we started.
Absolutely.
So it was kind of like a vision that I had. It started out, we started having a lot of folks move here from out of state. They're moving here. They don't know. Some of them didn't know nothing about the area. They just picked up and said, hey, I heard East Tennessee was a great place to live. I'm going to live there. I'm going to find my home. And so they were having a lot of problems getting here, getting things here, moving here, didn't know nothing about the area. I thought, man, it's a big need that everybody needs. And it would just help everybody get here, right? And so, I know I had that one issue where a guy was trying to transport his animals over from the other end of the nation and had a lot of issues with that. We basically had people bring their cars in. We had to meet the drivers and pick up the cars for them. So we do a lot more than just sell houses, and so I think that's
we're a full relocation service.
Full relocation service, exactly.
I mean, between our concierge
right.
program that we have and just what we do as agents and what we discovered that people were needing, which is why you approached me about doing a podcast.
So I'm really excited about this, and I know today is more informational, but I'd like for everybody to know that we're going to go out to the community. We're going to be active in the community. We're going to spotlight different vendors, spotlight different businesses. If anybody has any questions about anything or has any needs that need to be filled, let you and I know, and we'll do our best to get out there and do it. So,
I mean, because it's not just about us, and it's not just about what we do.
We're not the heroes here.
No.
We're not the heroes. The folks moving here is the heroes. We're just the guys to bring them in.
I love that.
And help them get through it, right?
I do love that. I mean, and we got so many other agents besides us just in our offices, and we've got a lot of agents in our community. And one of the things that we want to do is be able to bring in folks from all over the East Tennessee area and have those hard conversations about what are we seeing in shifts in the market? What are we seeing on, how many days on the market are our properties? We have a lot of folks that are moving here with families, so they're concerned about, who do we talk to at school systems?
School systems
and
sports,
mayors and
programs.
sports programs. Like, there's just so many different things that we take for granted living here, but we have so many folks that are moving here and they're lost.
They're lost.
And so we saw the need and the opportunity to be able to help and provide that information. And it's taken us 6 months from the time that you approached me
it's been about 6
to where
months.
we're at now. But you know what? That's something that we said that we weren't going to rush the process.
Yeah, we did our research. We looked at the market and seen what people need.
Yeah.
And what we're going to try to get it out there.
And we're not perfect, which is why we're unedited.
That's fine. Yeah, you might hear me cuss.
But you know what? That's okay. That's okay. But, we're going to bring in all different types of people and loan officers and title companies. And we just want to make it a community-driven podcast. That way, as you're moving here to the area, you know exactly, maybe you're like, hey, we heard Erica and Jim's podcast over on Catch 21 podcast, and they describe Mountain City, or they describe Rodersville, or they're going to be talking about the upcoming events like.
We got the Appalachian Fair coming up.
We do.
On the 23rd.
This week.
Yeah, this week. That's right. Or next week. Yeah, next week. So we got the Appalachian Fair coming up. We ended up. So we just finished up on Fun Fest in Kingsport. There's a lot of activities. Each one of these cities have their own activities, and so I think it'd be great just to get that out there, let people know what's available.
What's coming up?
Yeah. And we got hiking trails. We got waterfalls. We got mountains. We got lakes. We've got a multitude of different places that people can take advantage of. And I just want everybody to be aware of what we got.
Well, and and I had some folks that came in this week from Colorado, and one of the biggest things that they did for the last couple of days is they drove around and trying to look at the area and soak it all in. And so one of our goals is if we can go out and we can take videos and pictures and put stuff out on social media, that kind of almost makes it to where you don't have to visit as much of the area or realize, hey, maybe this area is not where I want to live, but maybe Upper East Tennessee is. Maybe it's.
So we can drive through and just say, hey, this is what it's like, and also like subdivisions. Somebody says, hey, I want to move into a certain subdivision. We can drive through that subdivision and say, hey, this is what it looks like. This is what it looks like.
Here's your restrictions. Here's your HOA.
Which is a little bit better. Yeah, exactly. And it
Here's
might be a little bit better than Google Maps. That's right.
And that type of stuff. But I mean, that's one of the things that we've done, and that's one of the things that we want to continue doing. So, but we're excited. I know you are. I know
I'm very excited. I'm very excited. We got number one out here on the way, and looking forward to number two and many more. What do you think?
I think we're excited.
Yeah.
All right, Tri-Cities and East Tennessee, we are so excited. Thank you so much for joining us here today. Don't forget, if you have not followed us on our social medias, we are out there on everything. You can look at us at Catch21 Podcast. So don't forget to check out our YouTube channel, Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. So we are so excited, and we cannot wait to bring more information to you as the weeks come along. So I guess until next week.
Super stoked.
Super stoked. All right. Thank you so much, Tri-Cities.
Thanks, Tri-Cities, East Tennessee. Take care.